morning everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel to my new subscribers. Anyway, today I was making some of these little envelopes to put in the back of pocket letters, you know, with some goodies in, and I thought I would just share with you how I made them. So these ones are already finished. So first of all, I worked out the measurements, and so my pocket, this little envelope needs to be 3.5 inches deep and 2.5 inches across to fit in the little wallet. And of course, width wise, it needs to be 2.5 inches at the back as well, but you need a bit of overlap. So I divided the 2.5 in half, which gives me 1.25. So on one side the flap is going to be 1.25, and on the other side 1.5, just to get a little bit of overlap so that we can glue it down. And then I want to turn up the bottom, so this bit here. So I've added 1/2 inch here to the depth, and 3/4 inch at the top for the flap that turns over. You can make this bit bigger if you want, that's not a problem, but so then I measured, I worked out this, so it's 3.5 plus 1/2 is 4 3/4. So I want my paper to be 4 3/4 inch deep and 2.5, 3, 4, 5.25 inches wide. Okay, so I'll just move these out of the way. So I've got my scoreboard here and I've already cut out the paper. So this is the 5.25 inch piece of paper. Now, if you have directional paper, it would be nice to get it so that the pattern is sort of upright. You know what I mean? This particular pattern, it doesn't really matter because the butterflies are all over the place. So anyway, but so on my 5.25 side, I need to score at 1.25 inches, and then, I mean, I could add 1.25 to 2.5 and then score, but I just turn it round, and on the other side I want 1.5 inches, like so. And then on the shorter side, I think more or less the paper is going this way, so I want to make this the bottom. So at the bottom end, I want 1/2 inch. Oops, wrong place, 1/2 inch. And at the top, I want 3/4 inch. And there we have it. So we'll just burnish those folds, those creases rather. Just make sure I've got the right one here. Sorry for this, I cut myself on the guillotine. Somebody was asking the other day if anybody cut themselves with a guillotine. Well, their answer is yes, whoever you were. I think it was Amber. So let's just get rid of the scoreboard, so we don't need that anymore. And now we've got our shape, but we don't need all this bulk at the bottom. So a bit like making a box, I'm going to make a little triangle on the inside of the score line and then cut that bit away, and the same on this side, little triangle, and then cut this bit away. Okay, and at the top the same again, I'm going to cut a triangle, little slither, and then cut that whole section away, and the same here, a little slither and cut that whole section away. Okay, so then, then I just usually make sure they line up, because this is a bit by eye, which they do, so that's good. So what I do is I put the largest piece down first. The reason being that then the fold comes in the center of the little packet. So I just think I just think it looks better. Quite sure what's happened here. Just going to there should have been quite a depth here. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's 2.5. I must have scored this at slightly the wrong place. So I'm just going to move it over a bit. So don't worry, if there's a mistake, all can be rectified. I'll just cut a bit more off here and a bit more off there, and that should be fine. And now I've made that a bit yeah, it's a bit more even. And this one I make it a bit more even looking. Right. So, and then I just turn that up and glue it. So I'm going to glue that there, like so. And that's our little envelope, which hopefully measures 2.5 by 3.5. So that's 2.5, and that's 3.5 just under. So there we have it. So I'll just do that again, just as that was a little bit of a mix up. But I just want to show you the difference between putting the larger flap down first and the smaller one down first. So here you can see I put down the 1.25 inch and put the 1.5 inch on top, so the line isn't in the middle. You see, and here the line isn't in the middle, whereas this one I did it the other way round and the line is more in the middle. And I think, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with any of them, but I think aesthetically this looks better. But that's just perhaps my taste. I don't know. So anyway, let's just do that again. I've got another piece of paper here which has already been cut out. And that looks as though it's all right. So we're going to cut away the flaps. So that's 1. And that's 2. If you don't want to round these edges, I mean, if you miter them, then you don't have to. You could just use corner rounder and round them at the top, but it just takes away that little bit of bulk, which is actually quite important in pocket letters, isn't it? Because you know, you've got a tiny pocket to put what you want in the back. So and I prefer to use see, if I see it's off to one side, so I'm going to do it this way round. I'm just going to put the glue along the very edge of the larger bit and put that down like that. That's gone together much better, hasn't it? And there we have it. So there we have. You can see here that my triangles aren't very even, so I'm just going to try and even that up a bit. So we'll just do it one more time with a bit of a reminder. So here I have a piece of paper that's 5.25 by 4.75, and at the 5.25 side it's scored at 1.25 inches. Turn it round, score it at 1.5 inches, and on the other side, one end, the top end is 3/4 inch and the bottom is 1/2 inch. Then going to miter these and cut that flap off. Miter that and cut that off. As you can see, it's really quick and easy to do, and I think it is a nice finishing touch to a pocket letter rather than just having the pieces put in the back, because there's that element of surprise. Then you know, the person getting it doesn't see straight away what goodies are inside the pocket letter. So there we are. So I'm going to fold the bigger flap in first and put some glue along the edge. Remember, you've only got 1/4 inch to, no, not even 1/4 inch. Yes, 1/4 inch to play with. So be careful you don't glue your flap to the inside of the pocket. And then we just lift that one up, and there we have it. Okay, so then I've got my 9 envelopes now ready for the pocket letter. And I just used some, this is a bit of stash busting. I was going to decorate them. My initial thought was to make them plain and decorate them, but as the paper is so pretty, I don't think I'm going to decorate them. I'm just going to stay as they are. Because again, if you put things on the outside, you're adding bulk to your pocket letter. which is fine, you know, it's fine. And sometimes, you know, it's nice that people do that. But I think in this instance, this is what I'm going to do. So thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Take care, everybody. I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye for now.